Hey, so one of the last jobs to do on this bike now is a fuel line. So coming from this petrol tap right down here to the bottom of the carburetor, not sure if that's in the camera, managed to source the correct nipple. Basically the thread of the nut is the issue. I ordered a standard one and it was, no, this is the wrong one actually, sorry, the one that's on the tap is the right one. Yeah, this one was perhaps 1/4 inch BSP and it's actually something different, it's a very small tap. Bit worried about that if it's going to give enough flow rate for quite a large carburetor, but we'll find that out when I actually ride the bike. So yeah, so going to try and do that. Silver soldering up some copper. I've never made a fuel line before, though I did repair an oil line the other day. So I'll just be trying to use some of this copper pipe, which comes obviously like spiraled. So we're going to try and straighten that out, I guess. But what I need is a straight line coming down and then going into a spiral actually, and then down and into the bottom of the carb. So I'm going to use like a tube like this, just to try and form this copper pipe around it to create my little spiral. That kind of helps with vibration. So instead of it being a hard fixed point there to there, with no give in it, the spiral is designed to give a bit of flex. So again, like I say, never done it, we'll see how it goes. To straighten this pipe, I'll probably get it in a vise with some blocks of wood to try and get it a bit of a straight line. Probably won't be able to get it perfect by hand straight. I'm aiming to start with a straight and then create all the rest of it. So yeah, okay, cool. It then means I can get rid of this bottle up here and this pipe. It's obviously a bit iffy, and then I can use the actual fuel tank for fuel. Yeah, I think I need to mock it up, maybe with a piece of string or something, the distance to come down around my spiral and into the bottom of the car, because I don't particularly want to cut off a huge length of this just to find them ending up with a short off cut that's then no use to anyone. So yeah, let's try and do that then. Alright, so I've got myself an old shoelace actually, and yeah, it's probably not the right diameter to mimic it correctly, but like I said, I just want to kind of get an idea. So I'll go a bit longer and then we'll go from there. So if I put that up to there, it leaves me a little bit longer, coming down to about there, wrap around. I think it's just one spiral will be okay. So that's up like that. And then come down, nice little loop there, and then up. So it's something like that, about where that is. I'm still really cautious with this. I want to go longer, I just really don't want to cut it off too short. So perhaps if we go to there, so that's going to be my length of copper pipe. We'll see how we go on with that. Alright, sadly I don't have a pipe cutter small enough for this diameter. The one I've got is probably for like a plumbing in the house one. So I'm just going to have to use quite a big hacksaw. It'd be good if I had my little junior, but that's at work. So I've kind of marked where I want it. We'll see how this goes. See how much I can straighten this by hand. It's pretty good actually, because like I said, I don't need it totally straight. Because I will be bending it anyway. So got me sort of semi-straight pipe. Don't know why I really need that straight, because like I say, I'm going to bend it anyway. So if we imagine that's going to be in there, because like I say, it's going to be in my nipple, and then I'm going to come down, I think about there. Let's go with that. Now, so this is a bit tricky. I want to try and ideally bend a bit of a 90-degree in this, I think, and then it will start the spiral. So let's see if I can just bend it by hand, as I don't have pipe benders. I'm trying to get a bit of heat into it, maybe. Yeah, that's not too bad actually. So that's going to go into there. I think I'd like it to be a much tighter bend, but anyway, that's fine. So yeah, so that go into there, and we'll start our spiral there. I think worst case scenario, I can always cut this down a little bit if I want it to be a bit higher, because that looks a little bit low. Anyway, so this is the tricky bit. I've never, like I said, I've never done any of this. So is it going to work if I was to put that there? Just want to kind of try and draw this round. I'm wondering whether I need to clamp it onto there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold it. Alright, so just trying to form this spiral is actually really difficult. I'm having to squeeze the end of the pipe, which now that means that's completely deformed. So I don't know how I'm going to really get that back to go into the thing, even though I did say it's a little long. And I'm just trying to get this pipe here to just go round. Obviously it's wanting to just twist and not stay where it's meant to be. So leave that a minute. Okay, so right, then we need to try and do the 90 again. So I'm just doing all this by hand. No pipe benders. Probably ain't gonna look any good, but that needs to come down and bend up into the bottom of the carburetor, so that bend might be quite nice. It's just these ones around here I'm not overly happy with. Right, I'm going to cut this end off because I'm not happy about it. So I just want to try and get rid of some of the, like I say, the sort of swarf, the filings from the saw cutting up inside here. This may not really work. I might have to wash it out with petrol or something. But it is looking a lot better. I'm trying to work out where to start the bend. I think possibly around about here. Right, so actually I've got to somehow swing it over that way a little bit, which is really annoying because I want to keep this straight line. But it's just going to hit on the chain case, so I'm just going to slightly go like that. Let's try again. Still hitting on the chain case. And ideally this wants to be a little bit lower down. And again, like I said, I need to kind of get this kicked over. I don't want it to hit the chain case. So maybe I'll put that back in there. Alright, just going to try and nip her up a little bit. Might help. Alright, so after a bit of jiggery pokery, I've managed to get my fuel line knocked up. I haven't soldered it yet, we'll do that next. But I'm not very happy with this spiral that I've created. It just doesn't look quite right. It's not, I don't know, anyway. But it's getting from A to B, which is all we got to do. So I'm kind of holding it in position. But yeah, we'll solder that up and then, yeah, job done, I guess. Right, always good to learn from one's mistakes. So if you remember when I was trying to repair the oil line, I put a lot of heat into the nipple because I felt, oh, that's quite a big lump of metal there. But actually the wall thickness is quite thin, whereas the wall thickness of the pipe is rather thick. So I'm going to be applying a lot more heat to the tube this time rather than the actual nipple. But like I said, that was my first ever attempt at silver soldering. Right, now possibly I did go a bit too hot. It was obviously nicely sort of cherry red, both parts, but let's feel how it is that end. That end's not too bad. Not too sure how well that's come out. We will have to test this. Yeah, I almost don't feel like I've got any solder around this side. I'll give it a bit of a clean up with a wire brush, and then yeah, then we'll see if there is anything. So there we have it, fitted, all bolted up, top and bottom. Put some fuel in the tank, we'll see if it leaks. But I'm glad that's done. It's a nice last little job, nicely done. So yeah.